Educators, parents, students, and anyone within ears reaching my voice. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Meetings with Muggs, a podcast all about positive impacts. I'm your host, author Corwin M. Jean. In today's episode, we are talking about reaction versus response. Let me give you a scenario that we've all been in before. Probably had a student who wants to challenge you. Perhaps it's a parent who's causing problems, being irate and demeaning and belittling you. Well, how do you handle it? Are you going to react or respond? A reaction is very instinctive. It's very immediate. On the other hand, we have a response in which we pause and we think, and then we have options to choose from. See, that is a skill that you do not have when you react emotionally. The distinction in education and in life is very critical. Remember, kids are always watching. They're not just listening to our words, but they're always watching how we handle ourselves. Remember I talked about that in another episode? Matter of fact, episode 1 of this season, Modeling Greatness. They're always watching us, and they're watching to see how we handle situations. Are we going to handle them emotionally and react? Or, on the other hand, are we going to show positivity and show that skill of response and model how to handle those situations? Think about it in the aspect of discipline. With a kid in class, they blurt out an answer. And you as the teacher or as the adult, you respond. Matter of fact, you don't respond. You react with anger. Well, you could escalate the situation. You could make the kid really lose control and start challenging you more. But if you take a breath, take a step back, and you think, and you respond, you can de-escalate the situation. And you can also make a new friend out of that student. When they show, or when you show, that you're going to take that time with them to not be angry and try to understand them and take a different approach, you may end up having a friend for life. The big picture of it all is we don't have to just use this in education. We need to use this in life, everyday life. A real world example, you get into it with someone in the streets that you don't even know. You could escalate the situation with your anger, with your emotions, and perhaps they pull out a gun and shoot you. Or you could stay level-headed, use your words, make sure that you take a breath and you respond appropriately and perhaps save your life. So this is a matter of life and death, having a reaction versus response. There are several strategies that can be used to de-escalate a situation. But I'm not going to talk about those today. I'm going to talk about those on a later episode. So make sure you tune in when I do air that episode. What's in today's cup of positivity? In today's cup, I'm going to put out a challenge to you. The next time that you feel yourself getting angry or getting upset, I challenge you to ask yourself, am I reacting or am I responding? Which one am I going to do? Am I just going to lash out and be rash? Or am I going to pause? Am I going to think about it? And am I going to make this a better situation for everyone involved? Until next time, remember to always exude that positivity. Transfer that positive energy from yourself into others and leave that negative nonsense outside somewhere. Always be positive. Always be kind to others so that we can radiate this world with a light and make it glow. See you next week. Educate 21. Out.